right, welcome to the mic check. I'm here with Navi and Anuj D. Here in the middle of our wedding season, our party season, the busiest season for us. So, man, props to us for getting together on a Tuesday.
We did it.
Honestly, like 2 gigs this last weekend, like 3 the weekend before that, 2 again. We're back to back to back. How's your season going?
I just had 4 last week, and I think my wife wants to kill me.
All right, so if he goes missing, we know who to call. We know who's the first number 1 suspect. Sorry, Poppy.
That's always usually the case, right?
No, hey, man. But honestly, man, and I'm feeling it a little bit, man. Diljit after party got me.
Yo, that looks sick,
bro. It was fun, man. Johnny Nathan, Inder Palmoga, Eric Paisley, Sukha showed up, killed it. A bunch of other artists absolutely smashed it. It was fun. It was awesome until I realized the guy next to me was coughing for 30 minutes. Got me.
It took you 30 minutes to realize the guy was
buddy, the
coughing
music
inside?
was loud and I was having a good time.
True.
Not paying attention to the bunda next to me. You know what I mean?
I hope not.
I'm just enjoying the vibes, enjoying a good time. But yeah, man, finally. So if you hear my voice, that's what's going on. But
you
honestly,
should take
man,
Ricola.
No, that's
Ricola. I'm looking for a sponsorship, by the way. Every gig, everyone knows. I always got
first of all,
Ricola
you and the Lederhosen with that fucking
Lederhosen.
Yeah, isn't that the thing? The Ricola, the fucking with the pipe.
Lederhosen. I wonder how much of our audience actually knows what that is.
I don't know. I don't know if you know what that is.
I do. I definitely do, brother.
Okay.
Anyways, back to the subject.
Yeah, but man, Diljit, totally epic, man. I'm really sad I missed the show, and I know you couldn't make it either. It's life of us working on the weekends. But man, big ups to him. Everybody who watched the shows, from anybody I talked to, seniors, people around our age, our friends and families, kids.
Yep.
Just jamming, enjoying the show. What an absolute clinic he put on.
It looked incredible. Everyone was jamming, dancing the whole time. One of the biggest things that I give him props for is that he caters to the city. He makes every show like bespoke. It's not, the Toronto show isn't the same as the Vancouver show, although the Vancouver show looked pretty sick as well. No, man, he's just killer. I think we got the advantage. There's something about the hype of the debut show, which he did in BC. Yep.
It's like the first of, it's the first you're seeing of his production and the large scale of things that are to come. But then Toronto gets the finale in North America, which is its own thing, like practiced, polished. And I think, you get both things are great in different ways. Shout outs to those big markets that we got out in BC and here in Toronto, living up the Desi crowds to the only 2 stadium shows on his North America tour.
Winnipeg was the NHL's, Winnipeg Jets team. I was thinking of
so stadium show would count as
not arena.
That's an arena show. A stadium show is like instead of him doing Scotiabank Arena here, he did he did Rogers Arena, which is our baseball stadium, which is great.
Skydome, baby, it's always
Skydome for sure. Yeah. But yeah, man, it was good. It was awesome to see it. Honestly, he was absolutely killing it. From the Chimkila songs, his huge repertoire of songs. Honestly, one of my favorite classics. He ran Beyond, which is not something he really does, which is cool to see. I was kind of sad. But I see crazy thing is, I see the TikTok of it. All of a sudden, I'm running it on Spotify.
Of course, man.
Just like getting back in my nostalgia vibes.
Yeah.
But a little bit of controversy came out of it, which is a little weird to see.
When is there not a controversy with like our Punjabi people? There's always something, right?
I guess. So to me, this one's, I'm sitting on a weird space for this one, I think, different from most people. And we've had some pretty healthy debates in a couple groups that we've been in.
Yep.
The main thing was like the dancers and a few people bringing it up retroactively that they didn't get paid or the dancers should get paid, and backlash from Diljit's manager and people saying that, none of those talks happened with those people. I think it was started with Montbreed Tour, but it kind of just like, I'm from the dance community, I used to be a dancer myself and a lot of friends, and seeing people post about it. So I got a lot of it. Like, it was just my whole social media thing for like a week.
Yeah.
And it's the weirdest thing. It's one of those arguments where I see 3 sides to it, and I think everybody's right. And I just don't think they're handling it the right way. That's my personal thing on this. So I don't know how you feel about it, but my thing is here's just my blanket thing is, I think dancers should get paid.
Of course.
I definitely do. I think when you're an artist and you're doing something creatively and putting work and time and hours into something, and you're the best of what you do, get paid. On the other side of that, you should discuss that prior to doing anything.
Of course.
If there's a contract or something, and then that gets what you can complain about, like, yo, they didn't pay me. We signed this contract. We expected X amount of money or merch or whatever, something, and you didn't get it, or videos or blah, blah, blah. That's on you then. Like, you need to do that. I think the culture of it is what's ruined in South Asian things. South Asians never get paid in the dance community when a show comes out. And this is their peak of peaks.
Yeah.
Whereas in their counterparts on the Western side, if Beyonce has a tour, if Taylor Swift has a tour, even like smaller acts like Jason Derulo, their dancers get paid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think people in the South, they see that and they see their counterparts on the other side getting paid and they want that. But the unfortunate thing is you didn't have pioneers that said it for you. So you got to be the pioneer. So you got to start maybe like talk to, and it's a pretty tight knit community. If you're talking to all the dancers in North America, you guys all need to get together and be like, hey, this is the minimum we're going to do things like this for moving forward. And if large acts don't want to pay you for that price, let them get the worst dancers. Let them see what the product is without you guys. Suffer that tour, suffer the 2 tours that come around, and they realize your value, and then hopefully you get paid.
Yo, absolutely. Here's the deal, though. You, me, any of the better MCs in Toronto, if we were approached to open the show, I would have done it for free 100 billion %.
And I see your point,
Yeah.
and I completely agree with you. Honestly, one of our colleagues, Prince CMC, on Diljit's last tour, got to open for him and be his MC in Vancouver.
Yep.
And it was really big for him, and he did benefit from it. But that's the thing is, we would benefit from it.
Absolutely.
That's the peak for dancers. That's not the peak for us. Like, it's an amazing opportunity, and we'd be honored to be on stage, but like, it would lead to more financial growth for us. Like, we would be able to book things, be like, hey, we did this for Diljit, pay me. Like, cause I'm the man. Cause the greatest of great artists gave me the shine. So we get it. Dancers aren't going to get like more money to do weddings because they dance from, because there's
for sure
1,000 other groups, or maybe a little bit more, but it wouldn't be like this huge exponential growth. Like we saw with Prince, what happened.
Yeah, he definitely took
like he had a multiple things, but that was one of those things that was like, dude, like it elevated him. Right.
Also, one of the things that intrigued me about this is, I know you mentioned her, I met her once, don't really know her, but when Pre-Tour jumped in, and I think she was the first one, she really didn't say anything bad. She was just like, do better, Diljit. And I think that line was taken totally out of context.
Exactly.
And then Diljit's manager said, hey, we didn't even approach you. Why are you interfering?
Exactly. And I've met her. She's super sweet, very nice person. But yeah, I think it's the way people, it's not Diljit's fault.
No.
It's not the manager's fault. That is the culture.
Yeah.
When shows come around North America, South Asian tours, whether they be in Hindi, Punjabi, whatever, I've been in the dance community. It's never been a thing where people are getting paid. And so that's the culture. So if these artists are always like coming to cities and always never having to pay, and let's be real, Diljit might not even be in charge of that. He's just like, he's probably the creative mind, but he's like, hey, I need 50 dancers, I need this, and that for these songs. And then his team makes it happen. And again, the people running it, like, it's always been the case. We don't pay.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just for them. And it is something in South Asian culture that it's such an honor to do this for him.
Absolutely.
So we'll just do it.
So here's the deal, right? Speaking as an MC now for a decade, I don't know where the time went, but you're just making announcements at events. Like, I hate that term. When I get an email with an inquiry that says, we just need a few announcements. You know what? Thank you so much. I passed that one off. I'm not taking that at my level, but that's what we used to do. Dude, I used to make pennies. Yeah, I never did it for free, but pennies on the dollar back in the day. And look where we've grown to now. There's some guys who make even more than me.
But
we had to do it, right? We had to trailblaze it and say, there has to be a standard. You gotta, when there was 5, 6 of us in Toronto, or even maybe only 10 of us in North America, we're like, we had to set a price point. And once we set that price point, I'm happy to say that a majority of the better MCs have held to that threshold or that kind of floor. But of course, there's the newbies who try to jump in and penetrate the market with crappy pricing.
But you've heard my theory on that. I'm like, let them.
Yeah.
Like I said about the point of like, let Diljit or whoever, Karnajala or whoever who's doing a tour, let them not pay worse dancers. Let them see the worst product.
Yeah.
And we thrive. I've had so many complaints of discount MCs or whoever, like they do gigs for families that have seen me or have had me. Yep. And they're like, hey, maybe we'll save money. This new guy might be good, or they think he's good, or his social media game's fire. So let's book him. And then I get the next 4 weddings in that family because they saw an inferior product and they like mine.
Yeah.
It might not even be inferior. It just might not be for that family. You know what I mean?
Just not enough experience, doesn't have the finesse. Just like you said,
exactly.
The start of the Diljit concert versus the finale, right? You work up, you gain that experience, you hone your craft, and you get better.
But yeah, so that was my first prong of like, they should definitely get paid. My second thing is, and I saw the Bhangra dancers, and that's the background I came from, and their group statement, blanket statement of, we're blessed to do this. We're very glad to do it.
Yep.
And I understand that background as well. I understand coming from hey, I'm very grateful to do this. This is a huge pump for us. And the experience is worth more than the money.
For sure.
And for Bhangra, it's about like the versa, the culture, and then that's the peak of Bhangra, is to pass it down. So when a Bhangra guy, like the best Bhangra dancers in the world that I grew up with are like accountants and doctors and things. Now. They're not dancers anymore. Like they're forever dancers, you know what I mean? But like, that's not how they identify anymore. They have like jobs and lives and wives and kids.
They'll bust it out at a reception and then pull a hammy.
But there's no like, when you're a Bhangra dancer, the life is like, at least in Toronto, is academy system, one of the teams.
Yep.
You learn, you get better, you start ripping weddings, you start doing competitions, and you live the life for years, and you might get cool things. Like I know guys who have danced for the WWE, when Jinder Mahal won the WWE championship, super epic. And I bet that was a really cool experience. I don't know if they charged or did, but that's awesome. You're on TV. It's a pump for multiple shows, artists. I know a bunch of the, probably know a bunch of the guys who are involved. I haven't really touched base with them on this, but for the Nuts of the guys that did the concert, big shout out to you, much love. But for them, they're just like, that's that. And then like out of like that generation of dancers that you get to know, 2 to 3 of them have a knack for teaching as well.
Yeah.
And then maybe they start they take over at the academy, or they start their own academy or their own team, and passing down the knowledge and the culture and
That's
how
what
to be
it's
a
all
Bhangra
about,
dancer.
right? Yeah.
That's what it is for Bhangra.
That's what the culture is.
But there's no counterpart for that on the Western side for you to see. And then like for the fusion, the Bollywood hip hop, like they see that. They see guys like the Les twins who did the Beyonce tour, and like Jason Derulo. They see like the teams like Royal Family, who are huge in the States. They did the Sorry music video for Justin Bieber, and that was big for them. These people all get paid to do
man. And then
great
there's
things.
that girl Anisha, right? I think you know her as well. She ended up being a Laker girl.
Oh yeah.
And now my wife is watching this series on Netflix about the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. Mm-hmm. I think she was on the show as well.
Sure, like, and that's,
so
and
she's
that's
blowing up, and obviously getting paid.
No, but like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and shout out to one of the dancers in Toronto, Manushi, friend of mine.
Who, Anoshni?
No, different dancer. She was on stage. I give her a shout out. Like, I give her much love. I saw that she performed, and I love that did that. And she's happy with it. I'm happy with it. I haven't really talked to her about this whole pay thing.
Yeah.
But I saw her, and she, like on her story that she performed, I'm like, love that. And I think she's a dancer for or a cheerleader for the Argonauts.
Cool.
So much love to her, right? Yeah. And you have people that are doing it, and you're kind of breaking into it and getting the money for the art. But then I see that, right? So like, some dancers want to get paid, some are happy for the experience. Just don't hate on each other.
No, man, you got to communicate
I don't want
and have
shots.
Real conversations, right?
But you don't even have to, like, I just saw like Bhangra dancers being really mad that these guys not that post. That post was actually very well done and like very political, and I like that. But I just like some messages I saw of like them just being mad that they're asking for money.
Internet, man. That's Instagram.
And exactly. And I'm like, you shouldn't be mad that people want to get paid for their art. You shouldn't be mad that other people just like to do it for the experience.
100%.
To each his own, right? Different strokes for different folks.
Yep.
Whatever works. And then no hate on Diljit and his team, because they're just used to that's the culture.
Never. No one can hate on Diljit,
exactly,
man. Look
right?
what he's doing.
That's just, that's how I feel about it. I think all three parties are right. One's taking the culture that it is and how it is and just using it. Some people just want the experience, and some people, just like how we work to get paid for what we do, they want to do the same thing. And they have counterparts in the Western world, and they kind of,
when you're at the top of your craft, you've honed your skills, you have the experience, people will pay you. But I think you're right. In this situation, it just got blown out of proportion. And that's the internet, man. That's Instagram. I think like we already had a troll, which was hilarious, right? On TikTok. Great, right? No, there's no bad press. It's all good, whatever.
It's all fun, man.
You want to hate, that means you're watching. So
and my favorite might be all these like comments, the Illuminati, and obviously that's the tour name, and they're like, whatever the conspiracies and all that. And
he's
absolute
playing
nonsense.
Off of it. Yeah, he's playing.
Like the next thing's gonna be is that like Diljit was behind like the Trump assassination or some nonsense. Like you'll see like a meme like is it a coincidence he just left North America and this happened, or blah, 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 some nonsensical. The internet can create such ridiculous and absurd connections. You're just in here like,
Yo, absolutely. But how crazy was that? The last assassination attempt for a U.S. president was in 1981. Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
And I remember that footage, like it was taught to us in like high school history class. So like our kids are going to see that Trump picture with the American flag behind him with the ear bleeding and going, fight, fight, fight.
Was the most gangster
So good.
picture
Ever. He won the election.
Yo,
It's
honestly.
over. Unless Michelle Obama somehow jumps in and we'll get to the DNC. There is nobody who is beating Donald Trump.
First of all, like the millimeter that missed his head. Like it literally, like he just like turns his head and it just swipes him. All the conspiracies of that are nuts. You see that one lady in the back that like doesn't flinch
With the
and just
camera.
like starts recording, sunglasses on, and like, everybody else is panicking.
Yep.
Secret
As you
Service
should.
like
There's gunshots.
rushing the stage to protect the president, and
Listen, I was in a
you're
club.
just
I don't think you actually know this story. I was in a club in, was it Cabo?
okay.
A couple years ago. All of us were chilling, having a good time. We hear shots. And then you hear a second shot. On the second shot, all of us were down on the ground, man. Doesn't matter like who you are, how cool you are, what you're wearing. So for someone to not be scared of that and take out their phone, and I know like she could be from the even younger generation and TikTok is life and Instagram
That
is
lady
life.
did not look young.
Yeah, you never know. Looks
That was
can
the
be
Republic. That was a Republican. Like
No, looks can
like-
be deceiving.
yeah.
But it was strange.
She was from Florida, then it lives in the sun. That chick was.
No, it wasn't in Florida. It was in Pennsylvania.
No, I'm just saying she looks old.
Oh, facts.
Yeah,
But
she looked like your generation.
shut the fuck up. Yeah, yo, he has to throw one of those in every time. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'll get my shot in later on today. But to me, again, what is just wild, again, I'm talking about 1981 and how big that was with Ronald Reagan. Of course, JFK, obviously not a president, but Martin Luther King, Abraham Lincoln. Obviously, there was no footage of that. But it was like a 48-hour cycle, and jam done. He showed up at the Republican National Convention. He
played golf.
He's a great golfer.
He played golf like
I'm
5
jealous of him.
hours later or something.
Not
You-
5.
Yo,
The next day.
some absurd, ridiculous, and there's just like guys at his like regular country club, I guess.
Yeah.
And they're like, guys, they're like, Donald Trump just showed up to play a round of golf.
And he probably shot in the 80s, man.
And honestly, he's probably a better golfer than me by so much, and that upsets me
He's
so
a better
much
golfer than all of us, bro.
because he's like an orange with a toupee and a diaper, and it pisses
It's not
me
a
off.
toupee. That's his hair.
And whatever, and his swing is hideous, and it just like, I was watching him play with Bryson DeChambeau,
Yeah.
and I was just like, he's very good. Like
He's
what?
so good.
What?
I can't believe Joe Biden in the debate was like, I'll challenge you. Yo, all respect for Joe Biden's 50 years of service. He got to the pinnacle, got to be president. But I've seen his golf swing, bro. You are not a 6 handicap.
No, first of all, that guy can't even get out of bed, let alone get in a golf cart and swing. If that guy we saw him try to ride a bicycle and he fell down. You think this guy can do a full
He fell on the
golf
stairs
swing?
multiple times going up Air Force One.
Yeah. He can't get in a plane with assistance. I don't think they'd make a handicap. Yeah, you know what? He is handicapped. Never mind. He is handicapped. He is handicapped. He's just handicapped. He's just handicapped. There's not like
I don't know
not
about
a 6
man.
handicap. He's just like not functioning as a human
Damn.
being. Like he has a placard and he can park real close to the front of Walmart and shit when he needs to get his diapers too. Like what the fuck?
Oh my God.
I'm not sure, but like they don't golf like us.
generation.
They like at least my golf swing looks nice.
Forget
Doesn't go straight, but it looks nice.
Forget golf.
Thanks, Golf Singh. Shout out to him.
Yeah,
The Brown Boys
shout
merch.
out. Yeah, Brown
got
Boys.
that going
Personalized
on.
stuff.
You got me
Look
a
at
little
this guy.
personalized. You didn't get a personalized one. I got a personalized.
You're a celebrity, bro. What can I do?
It's nice to be me.
Back to the Republican National Convention before we jump on poor Joe Biden. Bachata.
He's
What
president.
a wild Republican National Convention. That was must-see TV. That's going to go down in history. On night 4, you had Hulk Hogan ripping his shirt, not coming in a suit.
What you
to give a
talking about,
speech.
brother?
What you going to do when Donald Trump runs wild on you? Like, that's crazy.
First of all, here's my thing for anybody who's ever said that wrestling is fake. That proved to me more than everything. Wrestling is kind of fucking real. That was the
influence
most.
is real.
That was real life, and I was sitting there and I was waiting for them to be like like a ring to pop out of nowhere, for a match to ensue, some ridiculous nonsense. I was expecting The Rock to come out and like announce his bid for presidency or some nonsense. I was like, first of all, this is the most absurd level of politics in the history of politics.
But so good as well.
No, it's so
Must-see
entertaining.
TV.
And it's why it's so scary to me is like politics shouldn't be entertaining.
Yeah. I mean, but that's the world right now, right? No one has any
I'm
attention
for it,
span.
and I will watch it, and I will enjoy it. This is the oldest presidents have ever been.
Yep.
This is the funniest presidents have ever been for two different reasons. One guy is hot on the mic. The other guy's asleep at the mic.
George W. Bush was pretty damn funny as well.
Yeah, but he was like...
But I don't think TikTok existed then,
accidental
so we
funny.
only saw a few things, but he was damn funny.
No, he was just like accidental funny. He would just say like ridiculous things.
Yeah.
I feel like Trump does it on purpose.
Oh, Trump is so much smarter and so much more polished than he shows. The funny thing is at the start of his speech, he was on script for the first 20, 25 minutes. You could tell he was talking about the shooting itself.
Yeah.
Obviously, there was a gentleman from Buffalo, obviously very close to us, who was a fire chief who was there in Pennsylvania, who lost his life. Rest in peace to him. What a hero. I actually teared up how he lost his life. He covered his wife and 2 daughters, or shielded them, and got shot due to that and lost his life. Being a parent, and especially a girl dad, that fucking shit made me like tear up. That was fucking crazy. I didn't know that until the convention. So giving that speech, like, Trump, you won. But then he went off script for the next hour and 30 minutes or whatever it was, which I watched all of it. Everyone gave up, like on my WhatsApp groups. They're like, we're going to sleep. I'm like, I am not missing a minute. And he went wild. He went off script. But
what you gonna do when Trump runs wild on you?
Seriously, bro.
If he ripped off his shirt, I would have voted for him myself. I'm not even American. I would have figured it out. I would have figured it out when. Is this guy just running?
I want Trump to win. I'll say it on camera. I want Trump to win.
Yeah.
Again, unless Michelle Obama jumps in somehow, which Vivek Ramaswamy, I can say his name too. His speech on day 2 was phenomenal as well. I know a lot of our Desi community hates on him because he's whitewashed, but he actually gave a great speech and made some excellent points. I'm sure he's going to be in Trump's cabinet.
I just want competent people,
yeah,
who are like smart, because we rely, as in Canada, we rely so much on like the U.S. economy.
We are the baby brother.
It's so crazy how much in line we are with them. Like, when they're thriving, we're doing much better.
Absolutely.
Like, we want their dollar to be strong. We want them to be doing well economically in every way possible. And I want our own conservative Republican shit to take over at this point, because even our shit is in the gutter.
I've been...
we need some WWE shit over here, please. Like, somebody super kick Justin Trudeau's fucking nose into the back of his
Bret
head,
Hart?
please.
Get Bret Hart out there?
Oh, if Bret Hart put a sharpshooter, he's coming in like fall. We should just go, and I want to be. That's my one Q&A question. I'm like, can you like beat up the Prime Minister for us, please? Like, can you be the Hulk Hogan for us?
Again,
I would love that.
Let's go deep here, right? I have been, and obviously a lot of our parents, card-carrying liberals, because Pierre Elliott Trudeau, Justin Trudeau's father, maybe, or it could be...
No.
All right, we won't get into that Cuban link.
Missile crisis.
No, not even the missile crisis. The link there of who his real father is. It's Castro, by the way. Let our parents in, really opened up the country, opened up immigration. And we fed off that. I was door knocking, I think it was 8 years ago when Trudeau first got into power, for the Liberal Party, for actually a member in Brampton East. One of my boys helped him, win. Obviously, I played a very, very small part, but all of us, were literally walking around, knocking on doors for him, spreading the Liberal message. And now I am so not a Liberal. I am absolutely a conservative. The problem is right now, the left is too far left, right? They used to be a centrist party in terms of the Liberals. And then, our boy Jagmeet, Desi, we're so proud that there's a Desi there. But, bro, you're so extreme left.
No, much love.
Like, what are you doing?
This is the most Sikhs that have ever been in Parliament ever.
I love it.
Love that. National Defense Secretary as well and stuff. Big love to all those guys. But Pierre Poilievre has been running your guys' gambit, and it is so funny that it's hard not to just like
What's
kind of be
the term he has for Jagmeet?
Sellout Singh. Jesus.
How do you feel about that?
It's funny.
It's
like, there's
funny.
nothing I can say that's not hilarious, right? And then the worst is, though, but these fucking losers, it's racist. It's not. If he was trying to like he is a Singh.
Yep.
His name is Jagmeet Singh.
Yep.
And he just did alliteration. Sellout, S starts to S. It's fucking just regular fucking humor. Shut the fuck up. Like, Jesus Christ. And the truth is, like, in reality, man, I've met Jagmeet. I like him as a person. But then his job is to be regulating the liberals.
His job, like, to get technical, the coalition that the NDP has with the liberals, because the liberals, remember, do have a minority government at this point. Yeah, exactly. So they can't pass laws, they can't make decisions. He was supposed to hold him in check. Exactly. But on every major vote, he just snuggles up with JT. What's up with that, fam? Like, let's have an election. Why are we waiting so long? We are ready for an election in this country. We need change. Inflation is bananas. You can't afford anything.
The only good thing I've seen these guys put together recently is that they're like cutting down students coming in. And that's not just Indian students, just the students in general, like in like international. Like, I know I get it.
Listen,
I'm
man,
not hating.
I want my Uber rating to stay at 4.86, so I ain't saying shit.
First of all, watch out with those Uber drivers, man.
We'll talk about Uber confessionals on another
But no, man, but like that was the only thing where it's like, hey, finally, we see that there's some sort of problem and we'll do something. It's the only thing recently. But yeah, man, Pierre Poilievre has been running them into the ground with everything.
His social media game is phenomenal.
But it's not even just like, yes, his social media game is, but his interviews, newscasts, what he's in Parliament, just running. He's getting standing ovations as well as he's getting more laughs than a stand-up show. And you're the prime minister. Like, you're getting roasted in your own house, bro. Like, you're getting dealt with. And the best thing about Pierre Poilievre, in my opinion, is it's the roughest thing is when you're trying to go to be conservative. And just like in the last election, that last guy, I don't remember who he was. He was just like mini Trump kind of thing.
Oh,
he was a little bit too much. I can't remember his name. But he was just... he just said too many radical things where I could be like, yo, I can't get on board with that. Pierre Poilievre is just liberal enough. He's just like
center enough. I wouldn't call him a liberal.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying he's more just like reasonable human being when he says things. When he doesn't agree with something, he's not like, you guys are stupid and says some fucking insane shit. He's just like, no, like, this is why I don't agree with it. And you're just like, well, what a sensible human being.
They're good points.
And then when somebody asks him a dumbass question, he just makes fun of them. And I'm like, did
you see that clip where he's eating an apple? And
my favorite clip. My favorite clip.
Like, go YouTube that right now.
He's not even taking the fucking interviewer seriously at that point. Like, that person pisses him off so much. He's just like, what? Like, what? He just keeps eating his apple. He's like, you're so like not worth my time right now. And it's so money.
So that's the one thing where I think he's going to lose some votes, especially in the GTA. I think he's going to slide through the West. Maybe outside of Vancouver, but Alberta, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, he got that. Oh, he's too condescending. He's not professional enough. He's not polished enough. But guys, don't forget, Justin Trudeau, blackface.
Punjabi face.
Multiple times. Whatever the hell he did on that first India trip. That was my cousins from India. We have a WhatsApp group. Shout out to the Happy Family group. The messages they sent us, it was basically like, who the fuck is this guy? This guy is your prime minister? You guys need to move.
Yo, no. And again, I actually have to disagree with you. I think whenever this fucking election happens,
2025,
it is going to be the biggest ass kicking that we have seen in a minute.
In Canadian politics, for sure.
Yo, dude, it's just 8 years of like, what have you done other than piss everybody off? Like, it's so getting insanely hard to afford anything in Canada.
Like 2 bags of grocery is $120. And I'm talking food basics, bro. Yeah. Like, it's crazy to afford anything.
Yo, have you seen, like, anytime and whenever I drive past like a Highland, like one of those like bougie grocery stores or whatever, I'm just like,
I miss Longos, bro. Longos.
I'm legit just like, Urus, rolls, Urus. I'm like, oh, y'all know how to eat and you can still afford to eat there.
Yep.
Yo, dude, it is absurd whenever I get groceries at this point. I'm like, I just spent $200 on what?
On what? Like,
I'm
nothing.
Like, my fridge ain't even, thank God for Desi grocery stores, bro. Yeah. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all.
Should we get a sponsor? Subsy Monday?
Honestly, any of these places, they're just so much easier to shop at in the sense of like it just, everything just seems more affordable. Like, you go down the street and even when they have like Western products, like I swear to God, I saw like Bertulli, like the oil or whatever, the olive oil.
They have olive oil there?
Sometimes, you know.
Damn.
The fuck you
I
think
didn't
people?
know that. Yo, we use canola oil, man.
No, like ghee and everything, whatever. But like, you know what I mean? I don't know if it was necessarily a Desi grocery store, but it was a mom and pop, like a smaller one.
Okay.
That's the sense. It's not like one of the large grocery stores. That's the thing. The Desi grocery stores count as like family-owned, smaller businesses.
For sure.
These larger ones, and there was like a study of ones that were like 5 kilometers apart. Patchouli oil, $5.99.
Bro, I haven't seen that price since 2018, man.
You go to like a Loblaws, $12.99.
Easy.
$15.99. Whatever it is.
I haven't entered a Loblaws since COVID, bro. Way too expensive. I can't afford that shit.
Oh, man.
So, but back to the point, man. Yeah, Trudeau, you've done a terrible job. It's time to go. I think you should resign. If you have respect for Biden, I think you should follow suit. Like, let's just say it now. Put it out there. And look, at various charity events, again, I'll make this personal. I have interacted with some phenomenal Liberal MPs. If I say their name right now, they might not be happy, but they're great. We're, social media friends. We message each other. Great, smart people. But they need to step up too and be like, JT, game over. Right?
Well, what are they going to do, man? Like, they're like, you're so far disconnected.
No, but like, let's ring fence this, right? Look at the Democratic. So we've talked about the Republicans. Trump's winning the election again. It's game over. But look at what many men, that meme. 50 always comes up in our
first.
One day we're going to manifest. 50 Cent is going to be on the show.
50 Cent is the man.
He's the man.
50 Cent just performed at Cabana. Shout out to you.
And chill with Drake and still supported Drake.
Much love to him.
Yeah.
He ripped it. And then made fun of Rick Ross for getting his ass kicked at Cabana.
No, in Vancouver. He
made fun of Rick Ross at Cabana for getting his ass kicked in Vancouver. And then dropped Many Men.
I love it.
And Many Men got a 250% fucking stream boost off of Donald Trump getting shot.
Making money, always.
Because that is the goddamn anthem.
Oh, we got it playing right now.
Yo, that's the anthem if you get shot.
That's it.
First of all, if Trump coming out to a 50 Cent song was on your bingo card for 2024, you're a better pundit than most of the people my parents believe in.
Oh, man, I just thought of those astrology guys from Sunday afternoons back in the day. Anyways, where the hell was I, man?
We went on a tangent.
We went on a super tangent there. Liberals do better. Look at the example the Democrats set in the States. After that debacle of a debate where I don't know if Biden fell asleep, didn't get his meds.
You keep calling things what they're like a debate. That was an just like a one-way. It
was ass kicking.
You know what? That was the roast of Biden. Trump got the Comedy Central roast, and then Trump was like, "Let me pass this on to you."
Watch the roast of Trump if you haven't watched.
No, I have. It's fantastic. It's funny. He's like, that's why this guy's like liked and stuff. Like, no, we joked about like the WWE stuff, but he's in the WWE Hall of Fame. Yep. And then he did a Comedy Central roast, and you're just sitting there like, this guy had a successful TV show. Like, why does everybody like this guy? He's charismatic.
Celebrity Apprentice. Yeah, no, we used to watch that back in the day. But the Democrats were successful. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, all of them. They got together and they're like, this motherfucker has to go. And he really didn't want to. Obama, from the sidelines, obviously, listen, Joe, it's time to go, Joe. Slow Joe. And it worked. So why can't that happen here? Why can't, Harjit Sajjan, okay, I named one guy. I don't want to name anyone else for personal reasons, but why can't you guys all coalesce and say, listen, like, let's have a conversation, JT, right? You are apparently an educated guy. You are apparently empathetic, compassionate. Like, why can't we say, what have you done? The country is in shambles. Canada's in absolute shambles right now, right? We have an overpopulation problem. We have infrastructure problems. Inflation is absolutely crazy. Anyone in their 20s right now, I'm so thankful that we bought a house when we did. I couldn't afford a house now. How the hell are you going to afford a house?
Bro, I'm coming up with creative solutions right now.
Yeah, I don't know. You better rob a bank.
It's wild.
I don't know how you're going to afford a house at this point, unless, the parents bless you. But yeah, the Democrats, they did a great job. They were able to get their way. Now, do we want to talk about Kamala Chachi or no? She's half Punjabi. Remember that. She is half Punjabi.
First of all, Chachi.
She's Chachi. Or was she Pua?
Well, just like, who's her man that you're so close with that he's your chacha? That's my question.
I'm on
or
a
did you
tangent
just
right
pull,
now.
or did you just pull off the fact that you don't know what relationships are? Like,
I do know what relationships are. Don't try to jump on that one. We
just-
talked about it in a different episode, all right? I do
guy
host.
went back and
Go
like,
ahead,
asked
mate.
his mom and dad. Like,
And no, but trying to throw a joke in there.
No,
but
but-
like she's not gonna win shit. And I was actually very, very shocked that they were able to twist Biden's arm into endorsing her. Obama did not. The Obamas, let's say, did not endorse her. Obviously, the Clintons did, but they are shady as fuck, as we all know. Epstein Island.
I don't even know what.
Remember, in 2020, Kamala Harris was running against Joe Biden, and she got her ass kicked. Right? There's actually a clip of her and Tulsi Gabbard, who has now switched from being a Democrat to a Republican. Another Desi, but she represents Hawaii. Watch that clip. Kamala Harris is gonna get smoked by Donald Trump in the debate.
I'm just looking for anything to go like right at this point. Nothing is like technically like if you're like looking at shit on paper, nothing is going right. Everything is just for like shits and giggles at this point.
Yeah.
Everything's like what's gonna be the most entertaining thing? What is gonna fucking meme the best? What fucking clip am I gonna get off of what podcast? Who the fuck is gonna do an interview where it's gonna be and who the fuck is going to fall off the next set of stairs? Like, it's really just that.
Yeah.
Right? We're going to get to a point where, like is
we need politics
this
to be-
lady going to say something? I really want politics to be boring, but if they're
No,
not
I
going to
want
be
politics
boring.
to be professional again. Right?
Yeah, that. Like, that's what I mean. Like, let it be like, I'm going to talk about this and I'm going to talk about that. And we have like real points and we're going to talk about it. This shit is just getting point where like, even like the serious people are just like caricatures.
Yeah.
Like one guy can't hear and he falls asleep at the mic. The other girl doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. One guy's orange. And you're like, what the fuck is happening right now? He's orange with one ear. This guy just out here like a Vander Holyfield, bro.
That bandage was so like, I guarantee the cut isn't as big, but they made the bandage bigger on the second night he came out. It just got bigger and bigger throughout the 4 days of the convention. It was
They're
amazing.
better marketers.
They are absolutely better marketers.
They're just out here
Like Dana White, we didn't talk about that. I don't know how we missed
he's
that.
killer.
As big UFC guys, he smashed it. Like I was surprised. He actually wore a suit, not a t-shirt. We thought he was going to come out in a t-shirt. He did such a phenomenal job. I love that he's like, I'm no one's puppet. All right, I'm supporting Trump because he's the guy. He's the right guy to correct the country.
he's been friends with Trump. Always gives him mad shine. Every interview, everything like
He
thing
brings
where
him
they
out
talk
to
about.
like what the last 3 or 4 UFCs.
He's always said this when he loves when celebrities hit him up.
Yeah,
And he loves sitting next to people who like he enjoys spending time with talking because you got to be there.
Yeah.
Like multiple times, pre-event, post-event, whatever. Like, might as well. And they're boys. So he's like, why not?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was nuts. But speaking on the sport angle, Trump said something on his during his rant in the last half an hour when he went off script. I'm gonna try to quote it. I might misquote it, but basically, on day one when I'm elected in November and when I take office in January 2025, no 6'5" man is gonna be competing in women's swimming.
Okay.
And I think that is, it's huge. Like, we've gone too far to the left. Like, what is that?
No,
It's crazy.
I'm
These girls
always-
work their whole lives.
always on that side.
Yeah.
It's not genetically not fair.
It's not
It's
fair.
just genetically not fair. Like I think we talked about it in one of the episodes way back, and it was like there's a college swimmer. He was ranked like 150th
As
or
a man.
something as a man.
Yep.
Transitioned, and then started beating every single women's record.
Destroying, not even beating, destroying them.
And then it's just like, all right, cool. Like, not just in the swimming space, right? Even like Serena Williams, like famously on a talk show, talked about how like women's tennis and men's tennis is different.
Yep.
She did play like the 92nd ranked men's tennis player at one point and got rocked.
yeah.
Like,
And
it
she
just-
admitted it, though.
Yeah, she's like, and nobody's saying she's anything less than the GOAT of her sport. She is the
GOAT.
GOAT women's tennis
Absolutely.
player. She is phenomenal, amazing player. Her techniques.
Yeah.
But it's just like the reality of it, right? Like, don't take that away from these women, right? And I'm big because women's sports blowing up, and I
It
love
is.
that.
We've talked about the WNBA so much. We love it. We're watching it. I didn't watch it before. Now I'm watching it a lot.
I'm actually at Caitlin Clark. Big ups to you. You're
Yeah.
doing big things for the sport. Angel Reese,
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark, all like doing great things, right? And to the point where, but like, I don't know. I feel like the conversation needs to be more positive with like new stars coming in, bro. Because like this The WNBA All-Star Weekend just happened, and the Olympic team just lost to the All-Stars.
Yeah, and they didn't put Caitlin Clark on the Olympic
Or
team.
Angel Reese.
What the fuck was that?
They got like 40-year-old like legends, sure, like Taurasi.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing? Wow. You haven't. It's the Olympics. You put the best fucking players on,
100%,
and you
and
figure
the marketable, right? Like you want to market the sport.
Yeah, that's
what was the Dream Team in 1992 about? Blowing up basketball.
You
and
had
David Stern did a great job.
Other than Michael Jordan, the face of that fucking Dream Team was Larry Bird with like a broken back.
He was
played
Dunzo.
limited minutes, and a retired Magic Johnson.
True.
Because they're like, we're America. We're going to win anyways.
Yep.
We need to sell the shit out of the Olympics. And they sold it because it's a sport. And you sell sports. And what's America better at than any other fucking country in the world is selling sports.
I'll tell you a wild fact. At that point in 1992, globally, the NHL was bigger than the NBA. Can you believe that? But Gary Bettman and his short ass has not done a good job of spreading
the reason
hockey throughout the world.
I straight up think the reasons the NHL is never going to be as big as the NBA, and I love hockey. I grew up with hockey.
Never again. Yeah.
Never again is because it's a harder sport to get into. You can't just pick up. It's expensive. Pads, equipment. Harder general skill set because you can't just run. You have to learn how to skate at the highest level.
Yeah.
And hockey players give the most boring fucking interviews of all time.
But I think that's the culture, though. It's not that they want to be. I don't think Austin Matthews is a boring guy.
I don't know. You do. Yeah, I think it's like
I think
whatever it is.
they tell them to tone it down. There's been a few guys, and I don't want to bring race into it, but a few urban guys. PK Subban. Who was the other guy who keeps getting kicked off teams? Kane? Evander Kane. They have personalities, but they don't let them. They don't let them put their personalities out there. That's not facts.
Yeah, maybe.
Absolutely.
Because I like the. You ever run into a bunch of hockey bros? They're hilarious, man. On the golf course, wherever. Yeah. Like you just run into hockey bros. They got the flow going. Their hair is fucking under their hat. They're funny dudes usually. Funny dudes. And I just like. I think the best players are just never the funniest guys on the team.
Okay.
And then they make it to the NHL. Is what it is. But yeah, bro. Like it's unfortunate. There's marketing poorly, bro. Like there's nothing you're gonna do there.
Yeah.
And then you got guys like. Look at the men's Olympic basketball team right now for the U.S.
They lost it. What did they lose to South Sudan?
No, they didn't.
They were losing heavy.
They didn't. And here's a conspiracy theory of conspiracies. LeBron has carried the U.S. to 2 come from behind victories last minute against South Sudan and Germany.
Yeah.
And I'm watching these games, and I'm just like, this just seems like a storyline they're trying to sell.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a bad thing because it's LeBron and he's for the first time ever for the USA team, the USA Olympics, a basketball player is going to be a flag bearer.
He's the male flag bearer,
Which is insane because how's that never happened before? But like, whatever.
How was Kobe not in 2008?
But I think it's they try to give shine to guys that don't get shine. Like Kobe's always going to be Kobe, I think this one's more like a respect thing.
Who's the Canadian flag bearer? It should be SGA, but probably
no idea, man. I've generally Olympic wise, no idea. Like I know he's our best player, but like I don't think it'd be a basketball player. It'd probably be like a sprinter or something. It'd probably that dude, the 100-meter guy, Grassi.
Oh, Markham! Shout out Markham, Andre DeGrasse.
Yeah, DeGrasse. Sorry.
There you go.
But yeah, no, but look, dude, like this guy's like, look at that. That's if this is a storyline and they're just trying. Like what we're so good at basketball, we're just gonna like kind of pretend like we're gonna lose, and then we're gonna make we'll let LeBron score the last night and make it a better story because that's marketable, and we're gonna win anyways.
Yeah,
WNBA take notes. You know what I mean? You're guys gonna smoke them because like what other country is developing women's basketball?
Canada. We got some players. We got a few. I can't name them, but we got a few. But I'm sure. In the Olympics, Canada, the women's team
we tend to do great. We do great in basketball and soccer, and that's amazing. And I love it and honestly, that's why I like women's soccer and Olympics and stuff and World Cup.
Christine St. Clair,
it's fantastic to watch because we have a country and we have something to root for.
Absolutely,
and they do very well. But yeah, man, it's just the fucking reality of this shit. Like people need to get fucking smarter.
I mean, that's in general overall in life. I think that was the theme of today's podcast. All right, who is winning the men's basketball tournament in the Olympics?
The U.S.
Who's coming second?
I'll give it to Canada.
All right.
I'll give it to Canada. No, like
We're not sponsored by FanDuel, but
they're
favorite.
No, man. Shout out to SGA and Jamal Murray and everybody repping Canada. We actually, that's a cool thing is we do have a great team.
Oh, fuck, and you know who's great? Dylan Brooks. I said it. Dylan Brooks is the man. I love how aggressive he is.
I like shots. Villains. Villains make fucking
Dylan
sports.
the villain. I love that.
Be a fucking. That's why this whole Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese thing is fucking awesome. Because you got a hero versus a villain. Let her beat a villain.
How good would it be if they were both on the Olympic team?
It'd be fired. Yo, just
they
fucking actually complimented each other for the first time because they played in the All-Star game together.
Bullshit.
10 fucking all of a sudden a player on the All-Star game broke the record. I wonder why. Maybe the gameplay is getting better and they're fucking Caitlin Clark almost broke the assist with 10 assists in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
She almost broke Sue Bird's record. Killed it. Angel Reese double, first rookie to ever do it. I wonder why this pace of play is so
WNBA hire this man. Holy shit, you're watching it serious. Speaking of that,
TikTok.
one of our last, I think we put a TikTok out about naming the WNBA team in Toronto. And we both said Huskies. How much hate did we get? You can't call a women's team Husky. Holy fuck, left. Relax. It's a great name. It has heritage. The first NBA game was the New York Knickerbockers versus the Toronto Huskies. That's the angle we were coming from. We weren't calling women Husky, all right?
Jesus fucking Christ. You guys ever heard of the fucking dog breed? Jesus.
Yeah, it's a great name. And by the way, there is a very famous college basketball team called the Yukon Huskies. Look it up. Check your
Buckners,
facts.
shout out.
But we love you leaving comments, so leave more comments. It's all good.
Fucking absurd shit.
Get smart.
Yeah,
That's
get
all we're
smart.
saying.
Let's go with that. Get smart. That's the tagline for this. Please get smart. Put some better people in power. Fucking make some better marketing decisions and start fucking shut the fuck up about everything. Jesus Christ.
Let's all get along. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in to another amazing episode. If you're smart, you're going to subscribe. We never say that shit. Subscribe, like, comment, all that shit everyone always says.
We're also bad at marketing.
On YouTube, we are bad at marketing. I'm getting better. I'm hiring content creators. All right, we're done. It's a wrap. Let's go.